Okay, so first I'm going to go in with the R37 brush from Morphe, and we're going to be going into Tune from the James Charles palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my lid just to set the concealer that I have already on there. I'm going to show you guys how to do this look two different ways. You can either do it dramatic like I did this one, or just tone it down a little bit more for a daytime look. And I'm sorry if you guys hear all that noise behind me. They're doing a patio in the back. So you could just put that shade all over your lid. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and use an M513, and I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade 518. And then you see I put it on one side of the brush. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over the lid as well. Mostly just on the inner, sorry, not inner, on the crease right here. And that's to give me a better transition with the other shades that I'm going to put in. You always want to top off the excess on the brush because it will give you fallout, and then if you already did your foundation and your base, your face, then it's just gonna ruin it. So just go ahead and apply this until you feel like you've got the amount that you need. Okay, now grabbing a M506, which is a smaller blending blush, I'm going to go ahead and go into Code James, which is orange brown. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this right on the outer corner. Mostly just this, and this V is called, we call it the V because it kind of goes up and then down like that. So that's where you want to go ahead and apply that color. And then you can also drag it all the way over here. Just be careful not to get it too high up because then it will look a little muddy and it's gonna be a little bit harder to blend it out. So just, it's okay if you get it onto your lid because we're gonna be hiding that with concealer. So we're just gonna go ahead and repeat the process. So remember, starts with the outer V and then almost like a windshield wiper. So side to side, side to side, and then right here. And that is just going to go ahead and, you're going to go ahead and start seeing it blending in with the orange shade that you put in before that. And as you can tell by this time, you don't already see the first color that we put in, which was Tune, because you start to hide that color. So it doesn't really matter if you put either whatever color you want to put on first, as long as you set it, and it's going to be better to just blend it out since your shadows are going to have something to move around with. So you're just going to go ahead and continue it just like that, mostly focusing right here on the outer corner. Okay, so with that same brush, you're going to go ahead and dip into 10% off, which is right here. Just on the outer corner. You can drag it all the way, but we're going to be dragging another color, so we don't want that to look too messy. But again, it's your choice. So as you can see, I start putting it really close to my lash line and then blend up. And it just helps a little bit more at the end. And then when you almost don't have much product on your thing, what you can do, you grab the pen, your brush from the tip very slightly just blend the top and hardly putting any pressure, like barely even touching the skin. And you can start seeing how it's going to go ahead and start blending. You don't want to apply too much pressure because then you will have a line and it's going to be a lot harder to blend it out. So very, very slightly. Okay, so at this time I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my crease, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this concealer. This is a Tarte Shape Tape in the color light medium. You can use any concealer that you want, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this right here, right on the center. Move a little bit into the inner corner and look up and side to side. And you see that mark that it gave me? That's where I know where my crease ends. And the reason I do that, it's because since obviously you're not going to be looking down all day, you're going to be looking up, and then when you look up you cannot see the color. So you see right here, you can see it, and if I was to just do it where I think it is, where it folds, it will hide the color. So it's just better to just look up and then mark it where it gives you the sign. And also another reason why I like to cut the crease is because it won't make the color that you're going to put on your lid be a little bit brighter and more pigmented. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that you guys could hear literally them drilling into the house. So now with any synthetic flat brush that you have, you're going to go ahead and go into the color B, which is this awesome yellow color. And I'm just going to go ahead and wet it a little bit with my setting spray. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Settings Mist. But you can use anything. Honestly, if you don't have a setting spray, you can just use water or anything that just wets your brush. I'm just going to go ahead and pat that into your lid. So you see how you can see it already, and then it also helps the fallout not be too much. When I do colors like this, I don't really like to take out the fallout just because I feel like it will leave me with no more color. So you could just use the water trick and it'll be a lot better. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into the M506, and we're gonna be going into, what was this, Code James and 518, and mixing those two colors together. And we're gonna go ahead and blend out the top right here, just to blend it out a little so you don't see that harsh line. And sometimes the harsh line is really cute, but sometimes you just need to blend it out. Especially right here where the concealer ends. So you always want to make sure you blend it out. My eyelashes are full. So now you can just go ahead and leave it like that if you like, and just apply mascara or apply false lashes. But I'm gonna go ahead and wing it out, and then I'll show you guys how it looks like that. The eyeliner I'm using is from L'Oreal. This is the Voluminous Liner Noi. I don't know, it looks like this. And then it has the tip long like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get pretty close to my mirror. And the trick to eyeliner is, if you have a mirror, you want to look down to your mirror so you have such a good close end, like this. So you guys can see. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply my mascara. Any mascara that you want is fine, whatever works for you. This is just what I've been using. It is Length Without Limits. I don't know, but it just looks like that. So now this is the finished look for this kind of look. I consider this more like a daytime kind of look, if you just want to do it during the day. And if you want to go out, then you can always do it a little bit darker with a little bit of darker color. I'm going to show you both. Okay, so to make it darker, I'm going to go ahead and grab this E18 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and go into No Beans, which has almost like a purple undertone in it, but it's so cute. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that only on the on the outer corner, on top of the eyeliner that I have. So very lightly application. Remember, no pressure. Don't stab your eye. Just very carefully, and you can start seeing the difference. And then this color, we're going to go ahead and be dragging it all the way. And then just to make sure, don't get on the yellow, just on the outside of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to an MB18 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into Spooky, which is just a matte black. And we're going to put that the same on top of the eyeliner only. And very slightly. It's always, with black, it's always good to just start little by little and apply as much as you want, just a little bit. Because you could always add more, but you cannot take it off. It's going to be really hard. And in the process of that, you're going to mess up your eye look. So very lightly, and always just, I recommend you guys having a mirror in front of you and a mirror right here. Just so you can take a step back and look to see how you're still looking. And I'm going to go very slightly in, ever so lightly, just okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and with the second brush that we used, which is the M513, the one that we applied the 518, and I'm going to go ahead and grab 518 and Tune and blend those two together. right on top of this that we did, just to have a little bit more of a seamless look. The way it starts blending, and it won't show that much of a harsh line. And it's okay to go all the way over here, start it from here if you like, as long as you don't go all the way, just right here. Okay, so now that since you lost a little bit of the yellow, or at least I did, I'm going to go ahead and go back in with the same brush and apply just a little bit right here. Just a tiny bit. And I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more on this eye. Like that. And then just keep an eye, your eyes are not the same. So for me, this eye is always a little bit harder for the eyeshadow to pop up and look a little bit more, rather than this eye. I feel like I have more lid space than I have with this one, so it makes it a little bit harder. So just keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated. Just learn to work with your eyelids. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the E18 and then go with No Beans, which is the darkest color rather than the black, and then put that really close to the lash line. Very, very close. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I did this wrong on this eye, but you learn from your mistakes. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the 518 and Code Jeans. Mix those two colors together, and then we're going to be putting that right here. Right on the lash line. And then I'm going to also apply with B, which is the yellow color, and 518 together. Just to give it the look. And that is it, guys. So I did all this look using the James Charles palette, which is this big bad boy. And obviously this was the center of attention, which is B. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And please go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel.